What's up, everybody? Tyson Roush. Let's talk Jets. Hope everybody's having an excellent weekend. A little bit weird not streaming today. It's the first week after the season's over. But to be honest, the last 5 weeks of the Jets season, or probably half of the season at this point, it just became exhausting. And the fun was taken away from football. You're either rooting for losses or getting angry over incompetence. So it's kind of nice to move forward. So as you watch the playoff games today, of course, you see a commercial for Jets season tickets. Only the New York Jets can try to promote ticket sales when you don't have a general manager and head coach in place, and you're not even sure who your quarterback's going to be. But this is what they do, and this is why we're fans of them, right? But anyway, as we move forward and look at the general manager search, there's a lot of interesting names out there, Bergonzi and Greenberg. But the one guy that's really interesting to me is Chris Spielman of the Detroit Lions. He's the special assistant to the president and CEO. Obviously, he was an all-pro player, very respected NFL guy, and according to everything you read, he was heavily involved in getting Brad Holmes as hired as general manager, Dan Campbell hired as the head coach, and he's a big culture changer there. And he had a significant impact on changing things over with the Lions. And you look at what his fit would be with the Jets. To me, it wouldn't be your prototypical GM. For a long period of time here, we talked about having a director of football operations, a guy that oversees the general manager, oversees the head coach, and reports back to the owner. The Jets currently don't have that in their structure now, but Spielman seems like a guy that would be a perfect fit for that. All of a sudden, they're like, what is his other things that he does with the Lions? So I did a lot of reading on this man, research on him. He's been involved in scouting. He helps with, he attends player meetings, coaches meetings. He's pretty much involved in every aspect of that organization, which what better guy to have a blueprint for success going forward to bring to your organization? He's really, really intriguing to me. Obviously, he interviewed the Jets, I believe it was yesterday. And to me, if you're looking at the qualifications of what he could bring, then it's like, okay, if you have him as director of football operations, maybe he could bring another close associate to him to be the general manager. And then his head coach could be Aaron Glenn. Now, the Aaron Glenn thing's going to probably ruffle some feathers because we've all said over and over, we don't want a first-time head coach. We think this job is big, where you need an excellent leader of men, a guy that's been there, done that, and proven, because there's so much to overtake here. Now, Aaron Glenn's resume is phenomenal. He's a defensive coordinator. He's climbed the coaching ranks. He's a former player, all-pro player. He's got ties to Bill Parcells. He's got a raving endorsement for Sean Payton. Sean Payton loves him. He got Dan Campbell here giving all kinds of accolades as well. So in terms of what his resume and what he brings to the table, it's phenomenal. The only missing piece is he's a first-time head coach. But if you have that guy like a Spielman up top, that culture guy, that leader, who can implement his staff there and trickle down to Aaron Glenn, and you hope that Aaron Glenn brings in a veteran offensive coordinator, has experienced guys throughout his staff, you could buy into that. Now, to me, it's not ideal, but with Vrabel going to the Patriots, you figure they're going to interview Brian Flores on Tuesday. Who are the other names that really inspire you? You got to figure, I'm not truly high on Matt Nagy or Arthur Smith, so your other head coaches there that have experience really aren't there for you if you're not Ron Rivera. So maybe it is that Aaron Glenn is climbing the charts quickly for the Jets. He can be the front runner for the job, but he may say, listen, it comes down to the Jets and the Saints. Well, the Saints already have their front office in place, and he already knows them. Who do the Jets have? That could be your deciding factor. If you bring in a Chris Spielman and his vision and his staff, that could be a deciding factor to get Aaron Glenn here, and you have a basic alliance takeover. But look at how the Lions are being run right now. Are you really against that? I mean, you want to have a new age team that can relate to players and and a team that players want to play for. Maybe they bring that image and that culture here and that perception here, and they turn it around. So fascinating. I'm really intrigued by him. Other than that, we'll see how it plays out. There's a lot of names, and I'm not going to sit here and regurgitate things I read on social media about, oh, well, this GM did this and GM did that. I mean, we don't truly know what a lot of these GMs are, especially if they haven't done it before. Like, Dimitrov's resume, a guy like that, Grigson's resume, which isn't good at all. So you can comment on that. But guys that are assistant GMs or director of pro personnel, we have no idea what they're going to be like as a GM. As the same thing as we don't know what Aaron Glenn's going to be like as a head coach. We're just going on based on what we think and kind of hoping and trying to piece things together. So let me know what you think. Chris Spielman as I guess you can say he's a GM, but I'm thinking a higher role than that. Make him the CEO of the Jets. I don't care. And let him bring in his guys here. But if you make him a GM, you could probably do that as well. He probably does the experience, the actual legitimate, in the office experience that you want. But I'm open-minded, man. Trying to be outside the box here. Let me know what you guys think. I'll talk to you later.